Well, hey guys, welcome back. And today I've got a pretty unique video for you guys. This is probably going to be a 2 or a 3-parter, but I've been itching to do this for a while. So back a few years ago when I first started helping Jackie resell, she was looking for inventory, and I went to an auction website that I used to frequent for a different business that I was doing back probably 5-6 years ago. And I realized that you could buy clothing through estate auctions, and I bought one. It was in Indiana, which we're in the middle of Michigan. So about a 3.5-hour drive. I went and got a bunch of clothes. It turned out to be pretty decent. They were mostly vintage, and we've sold them in live shows and listed some through the last couple of years. But I hadn't been back to looking at estate auctions. Well, we've got to the point now between the live shows we've been doing and all the stuff that's been selling well, through listing, that I wanted to just check it out again. So a couple weeks ago, I popped on a auction site and looked around to see what was in our area, and I found 2 of them in the outskirts of Detroit. And Jackie and I did some bidding a couple days ago and won about a little over $200 worth of lots. So Charlie and I had a road trip today, which I'm going to cut to here in a second to show you how that went. And we're going to go through it with you here in just a couple of minutes. So dear, anything you want to chat about when we were talking about it? I know. So listen.
Am I allowed to say what happened?
Yes, you can. So I looked just at high level. The lot said, closet full of vintage clothes, and I bid on that. Or coat closet full of, coats or whatever. I didn't look that much at like the pictures. So the night we were doing the bidding, after I've been watching the stuff for a week or so, I had Jackie go through the pictures with me.
So there's about an hour and a half left, and he's like, why don't you come over and I can show you like what I'm bidding on, kind of what I'm looking at and all that. And I was like, okay, fine. So I come over, and there was one of the lots was vintage blazers. Yeah. Vintage women's blazers. And he was like, oh, well, I had this bid to like $8, but now it's bid at 10. I guess somebody really wanted it. So, well, whatever. I won't worry about it. Like no big deal. I
wanted it for live shows, so I didn't really want to pay up for it.
Yeah. So I was like, well, let's see what's in it. So he opens up the pictures, and we're going through it. And he gets to one picture and he scrolls to the next one. I'm like, wait, go back. So he goes back, and I'm like, can you zoom in any? Well, unfortunately he couldn't. So I'm like getting up like right up close to the computer, and I'm like, does that say Christian Dior? And he gets up, looks, he goes, yeah, it does. And I'm like, well, that's why the person bid it up. Like, you need to bid this up more. And he goes, well, why? Is Christian Dior a good brand? And I all I could do was laugh.
I didn't know.
Well, we're getting better at recognizing some designer brands, some luxury brands, stuff like that. But yeah, he didn't know Christian Dior was a good brand. So I was like, yeah, like we need to bid that up, because vintage Christian Dior is, that's pretty pricey there.
So I found out.
Yes. And then come to find out, after we won it, we were looking at the pictures again, and there was actually 2 Christian Dior blazers in that lot. So
yeah, and it makes sense.
So be on the lookout for those. I'm excited about those too.
So you'll see in the video that I'm about to cut to, the first house that we went to, which had that stuff in it, was borderline a mansion on a lake in southern Michigan. So I understand why there was some designer sprinkled in there. So super excited. I haven't looked at any of it, guys. I just grabbed and threw it in the car. I took our SUV, which is a Toyota Grand Highlander, and I'm glad that Jackie didn't come with me, because there would have been no room for her. It is packed floor to ceiling with just enough room for me, and then Charlie tagged along with me in the back. So yeah, with that, we're going to cut to that, and we'll see it in a minute. And I'm going to have this background totally filled with clothes, and we're going to go through it and try to figure out if we had a bunch of wins, a bunch of losses, or somewhere in between. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, we are back, and this is definitely going to be a three-parter, looking at all the clothes. So I've got a bunch of stuff laid out here and down on the floor. We'll talk about it. I'll move it out. We'll end the video, and then I'll bring in the next batch of stuff. So, and I'm trying to keep it organized so I can remember what we paid for each. If I can remember it, I'll say it. If not, I'll try to put some totals in as we go or at the end. So where do you want to start, dear?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, let's start with the thing we paid up the most for.
Yes.
Don't know if it was good or bad. I guess we'll find out here at the end. But I paid $44 for this lot of 5 suits. So, Jackie, you want to start with this?
And this was why. So, this is vintage Burberry's. There is your vintage tag there. And it is a 2-piece navy suit. Looks like it's from Saks Fifth Avenue, so it's got that tag on it too. So we've never found Burberry's around here before. I don't know if we ever could in this area, so I was pretty excited about it, especially vintage Burberry's. Obviously, that's a very pricey and expensive brand, so I figured we decided to pay up a little bit on it, especially because it came with some other suits as well that even bare minimum that we can get for these other vintage suit sets, we should be able to make our money back and then some, even just on these other suits. So
yeah, so this is probably the cheapest one that I'm holding right now. So we went from most expensive to the cheapest. This one is a Jeffrey Bean for Hudson's Men's Store, and it's 100% wool. It is a 2-piece, and I don't know how well it's picking up, but there's like a navy blue and orange pinstripe that runs through this. It's a dark gray suit. When I used to wear suits all the time, this would be kind of my style, this shade of gray. And I'm just trying to see if I can find a size. It didn't say. I'll let you show that one while I'm finding the size.
So this was actually interesting. So this is vintage Ralph Lauren. Now, I thought this was going to be a women's suit because I thought Ralph Lauren was only his
Me too.
women's line, but this is actually a men's suit. It looks like it was sold at Macy's. So it's another 2-piece suit. It's a nice size. It's 48R, which I feel like is a fairly
48. Okay.
A fairly normal-ish size. But yeah, I'm surprised by it simply because I thought that Ralph Lauren was only the women's side of it, but I guess I was incorrect there.
All right, so this one is just a 1-piece. But this is Imperial by Hager, and it is also 100% wool. Again, it's dark gray with multicolored pinstripes. This is like a medium blue and red. Nice piece. I mean, I don't know what it'll go for, but it's a nice piece.
And this is another Ralph Lauren, or sorry, I never know which way I'm supposed to say it, so I say it both ways often. This is another men's suit. Now, this one's cool. It's pinstripe. So it's black pinstripe, but then it's got almost like a paisley accent on the inner pockets. So
that was our suit lot, and that was honestly, you're going to see a ton more clothes. That was a quarter of what we spent total, or just about.
So, and I will say with these, with the Ralph Lauren ones, we kind of looked it up, and the suit jackets alone, bare minimum, we were looking at, we could probably make sell for $35 at a bare minimum. So after fees and like shipping costs or anything like that. We figured bare minimum we're making a profit of 30.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so that breaks down to like $9 per suit set.
yeah. So you've got how many of?
There's 5.
No, so you got 2.
Oh, sorry.
2 Lauren Ralph Lauren ones. You figure bare minimum making $30 off of that, $60 that's already paid for, and then some for all 5 suits. So yeah. I figured it was worth the chance on the Burberry.
So the next one I got laid out here is I want a coat closet for, I think it was $6. But it also came with all the extra hangers. I'm never going to say no to hangers. These are the most heavy duty pant hangers I've ever seen in my life. So definitely going to get some use out of this, especially since I've been doing a lot with pants in live shows.
Especially since he stole all of his personal pant hangers. We'll probably use those ones in our personal closet.
Yes. So I'm going to set these actually out of the way. So if you want to get started with that.
Yeah, so this is the one that we were actually really excited about. So it's London Fog, which I've seen do fairly well. I was just excited about it because of the color. It's like this iridescent, like luster, like shimmer.
Looks like it's picking up on camera.
So yeah, so it's like blue and purple, and it's just a nice trench coat. And it is vintage London Fog. So like I said, vintage London Fog tends to do all right. And I just think with it being a unique color, it might do even better.
So this is a nice Lauren Ralph Lauren overcoat, very heavy. It's like a dark blue. I think this is going to be vintage, but I'll have to look it up. And this is 100% camel hair, and it's made in the USA. So that's most likely vintage. It's in fantastic shape. I'm guessing that's going to fetch a hefty price.
All right. So this is vintage casual corners. It's a wool blend coat. I like that it has the toggle on these ones, the toggle closure. And this is actually, I was just looking at the tag, these are actually genuine leather. So it's a wool blend with leather accents on that. So I'm sure even with it being vintage, wool blend and all that, that should probably do
on that. Oh,
casual corner.
So keep in mind, guys, with estates, you're rolling the dice because typically the pictures are awful. They're usually blurry and they don't show tags very often. In this, so again, I think I got this for $6. The only tags they showed was the London Fog in this Coldwater Creek. They didn't show the Lauren Ralph Lauren or any of the others. So we're kind of going in blind. It really kind of tests your knowledge as a reseller because you're trying to identify stuff by just seeing this much of it hanging in a coat closet.
And deciding if it's worth the risk or not.
Exactly. So anyways, yeah, we got a little Coldwater Creek fleece that I thought I saw a flaw when I was bringing it in. I thought I saw like a pen mark or something on it. I don't know. We're going to make a couple different piles here because honestly, there is just some straight up garbage that I got to filter out. But maybe it wasn't this piece. But anyways, yeah. All
right, so this is another London Fog. This one's actually made in the USA, and it actually has the London, Baltimore, New York on it. So this one's probably 70s, just based on that tag. And it's just a nice pink, lightweight coat. Unfortunately, this would do probably way better in the springtime. So it's not quite. Oh, hey. A hair cover for when it's raining to keep your hair from getting wet.
That's funny. Oh yeah, we should probably check the pockets.
We'll include that for free.
We should probably check the pockets on these.
So I know. I'm afraid to check the pockets though. Sometimes
I have guys. I have really bad luck with checking pockets.
Know.
Usually, I get twice now. I've got from checking pockets on vintage coats. I've gotten partially melted antique cough drops. So this just says Hilton Head Island. There's no brand on here, but it's just a nice like fleece lined jacket. I mean, it's white. I'm sure it's dirty somewhere, but yeah, I see a little bit of dirt on here. But honestly, I'll throw it in the wash, and I'll either sell it for $5 or donate it or something. So, all right. Go ahead, dear.
So I'm pretty sure this is vintage Ellen Tracy. It's actually new with tag. Is 100% wool. Look at the retail price on that. $448.
Oh my gosh.
And this looks probably like 90s Y2K based on the tag. I mean, we'd have to look it up specifically, but it's like this tan. It's a 2-piece. I believe it's a skirt. Looks like a skirt suit set. But yeah.
Guys, the breakdown, I paid less than $1 for that.
Yeah, so it looks like it's sold at a Steinmart, which I'm assuming is probably based on these tags is probably like a Marshall's or a Burlington. It sold there for $119.99, but then they clearanced it down to $79.94. But yeah, retailed at $448.
So
I didn't know Ellen Tracy was that.
Me either. So in
I'm gonna go
the
get a hair tie.
okay, in the cutaway, guys, where I showed the two places that Charlie and I went to, these ones came from that first place that honestly I should have taken some more video. It was almost like a mansion. It was probably I want to say it was over 4,000 square feet just going through it, and it was beautiful, right on a nice lake in a suburb of Detroit, and which doesn't sound great, but but it was a very nice neighborhood. And the only thing I was a little disappointed on, which that'll probably be in the last because it's on the bottom of the pile, was I bought their whole basement closet full of vintage stuff, and there was clearly a flood in the basement. And anything touching the floor is moldy, so that we'll be cutting that out pretty heavily. But I paid a little bit more, thinking I was getting over 30 pieces of vintage clothes, and I might have to throw away some of it. But anyways, next, dear.
All right, so we got some
tag.
new with tag. Will you hold that
Yes.
hanger for me, please? Some new with tag White House black market pants. Look like they're like maybe a. I can't tell if they are a wide leg or a straight leg. What size are they? So they're size 12. So
Okay.
they're probably a wide leg. Retailed for $78. They're a nice like ivory color. Oh, there we go. Trying to get up tall enough there so you can see the legs.
All right. Next. Oh, these are Chouse dresses. Got the extra button there. It is new with tag, but it doesn't have the price. I don't know if that's a good brand or not.
I think it is. We thrifted a shirt once.
But it's just
I feel like when I looked it up, it is a
some
decent
black
brand.
pants, like some polyester pants.
Sorry, I forgot what we're doing for a second. All right, this is Chaps. Just a nice blue and black fleece zip up, which actually is a really good time of year for that. And Chaps is Chaps Ralph Lauren's?
Chaps is the cheap brand from Ralph Lauren.
Yes, okay, that's what I thought.
I mean,
so,
I say cheap. One of my
I mean,
favorite,
it's still like 50, 60 some bucks.
I mean, but honestly, the quality is good too. Some of my favorite flannels are Chaps. All right, so the last one that came from the coat closet is, look at this. It's this like patchwork quilt beaded vest, and it's definitely vintage. It's from the brand Magic Craft, 100% cotton, and I'll look it up, but this will probably go in the vintage show. I've been getting a lot of requests for vests lately. So, all right, next up then, let's do these. I bought out a lot of vintage ties. I think I paid $13 for the lot, and I actually don't know how many there are. So let's count them quick.
Well, there's a Detroit Tigers one. That actually looks like an older style,
it
too.
Is.
Oh, we're counting.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. I have 18.
16, I think. Riveting content, people.
Yeah, sorry.
He must have been a dentist.
Yes. So 6.
Because this is one of the ties. That's why I really hope he was a dentist.
So 34 ties total. At, I think I said $14 a piece. So what? Like 35 cents roughly per piece. So we'll just kind of look through these quick because some of them are going to be thrown right away. But I want to see if we've got any decent ones.
Calvin Klein.
So this is a vintage Sears. This is perma pressed. I'm just checking for your guy. Like I said, I haven't looked through any of this, guys. I just grabbed because I went with Charlie and she didn't really want to be there half the time.
Hardy Ames from London, all silks. That one's that's a vintage one. So that one's probably a good one.
This is Montague. So yeah, I'm just kind of filtering through ones that are worth. So like this is, some of these will need to be dry cleaned.
This one definitely will. Wemblin by Wembley.
So this is an interesting style. This is.
I like how it tells you that it's for a blue, black, or gray suit.
That's interesting. This is Pips by Rooster, and it is woven in Scotland, all wool.
It's like a tweed. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is the Detroit Tigers one. I think even that will do well. Yeah, it's definitely an older style. Look at it.
Detroit Tigers. Oh, that is really cool.
You lost your mic, dear, which I'm sure sounded great to them.
Sorry, guys.
It hit the floor.
I don't know how that happened. So this is Berkeley.
So real quick, I just picked these up to try to get some better sound for you guys since we do record on our phones until
shout out to Temu for $7
until we get a better setup for being able to record these style of videos. So yeah, Summit Hill.
So this
one's vintage as well.
This is unbranded and it's blown out on the side. So this one I'm just gonna throw away.
Hughes and Hatcher. Oh, by Oleg Cassini, which we actually have got a blazer in that brand, and that's a very good brand.
So this is Nicole Miller, and it's a dentist themed tie.
Yeah, I really hope he was like a dentist or an orthodontist, because otherwise this is going to be a little bit weird. This one is Pips by Rooster.
Oh, that was the same. It's a Scottish one.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Another one. So this one was Woodward, and I believe this feels like all silk.
Burnham on that one, another vintage brand, all silk, made in the Dominican Republic.
This is Mallory Church. This is a nice paisley. This is Nottingham. These all look vintage to me.
So this one doesn't have the pips on it, but it does say all lambs will woven in Scotland. So I'm going to assume this one's interesting. I've never seen a square end tie before.
Yeah, that's all the Pips ones are square end so far that I've seen.
I missed that then.
This is Hennessy Couture. That's interesting. It's like a micro. Well, that's a really old one. It's like a micro paisley.
Geoffrey or Jeffrey Bean. I have not figured out how he pronounces his name yet.
Well, this is cool. This is a 4-way tie.
Oh,
and it feels.
This dude was a funny dude. You can just tell.
It's wool. That's interesting. Doesn't say the brand though. What's that? Oh,
Christian Dior, a woven in Italy polyester and silk blend tie. It's even got the Dior logo. So that is a fun find. We did not know that was in there.
Huh.
So
yeah, that's interesting.
That'll be good.
It might be flawed though.
Well,
we'll see. This is another.
No, I think that's part of it.
Is it?
Yeah, because it looks like a burgundy.
It's not uniform.
Well, nobody said.
Anyways,
it made sense, but look,
this is another one like the Pips style.
Maybe not, but either way, that'll still do well.
Retro Design Studios, just a floral one.
This one is washed out. The tag is, so I can't tell.
Okay.
Let me look at it. See what if you want to keep this one or not.
Okay.
Yeah. My hand's
this one's pretty rough. Probably not.
Yeah, you can't even read. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a silk tie. Another Wemblin by Wembley. Now this one it says you can wear with brown, olive, or a black suit. I wish they still did that.
Yeah.
Because Clay's always asking me, does this go with this? And I'm like, I have no idea.
So this is Jonathan Moore exclusive with Federals. This was really rough. This is, I'm going to pitch this one. Oh, yeah, it's all scuffed up.
Pierre Cardin. No, probably a vintage brand.
This one's missing the tag on the back, but it seems to be in decent shape.
Viva Ray. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, but this is a nice, like, retro style one. It's got the logo. I bet you this one's fancy. It's got a little bit of wash wear on it, but this looks like it's probably another designer.
I like that, yeah. This is Carlo Bettini, and this is all silk.
And this one, I'm going to go with probably is Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, because it's got the Ralph Lauren logo.
Because it's got, I don't know if that's not necessarily their logo, but kind of. It's got the polo rider on there, so I feel like that's probably who it is.
So this is a really thin tie. Or is that for a bow tie?
Could be a bow tie.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. And then this is a Van Heusen. But then other than that, just on this hanger, it came with a clip-on tie, which is a little beat up, and then a little Western tie with an M on it. So, yeah.
Only you've had some reason to wear the M. M
Right.
for Mister.
Yeah. All right.
He likes bolo ties.
So next, let's do this one. So this was like last minute when things were getting bid up. I saw there was no bids on this.
So we said, why not?
So I got it for $3. So it came with, I guess, everything right here. I didn't tell me a whole lot. Oh, didn't talk about this. This is Polo Ralph Lauren Performance. Just a little fleece zip up. Which
nice blaze orange though.
Yeah, it'll definitely need to be washed. It's just been sitting on the floor, it looks like.
Fanciest hunter you've ever seen.
But yeah, it's a nice little blaze orange. I'm going to put that in a wash pile.
This is J. Crew. I'm going to guess it's men's because it says large tall. Oh, lamb's wool, and then it's got faux leather elbow patches.
Interesting.
Oh, but the elbow patches are definitely a little bit worn, but it is a nice wool sweater.
So it said these were Sperry's, but we can find no evidence of anything.
Yeah, I don't see. They look like Sperry's, but I'm fairly certain Sperry's would have Sperry's all over it. So these are knockoff Sperry's, but again, they're still not.
If we don't
in the pictures, I thought they were pink, and I'm like, those are some interesting colored Sperry's. So I'm glad to see they're not pink.
Yeah, for $3, I don't know, we probably paid less than 50 cents an item here. So this is J. Crew 100% merino wool. Be a good one for this time of year. But actually, I see a hole right in the front. I see a couple holes right in the front. All right, so that is in the get rid of pile. That's right there.
You can still sell things flawed, dear.
Right.
Sometimes, you can't get as much, but you might as well try to sell it flawed, see what you can do, and then in worst case, doesn't work out. Sometimes people will buy them for upcycling.
Okay.
Worst case, we donate it or we try to upcycle it ourselves.
I know a well-known upcycler.
J. Crew, 100% cotton on that one. It's just a nice crew neck sweater.
So this is an Eddie Bauer, I thought it was a rain jacket at first, but this is cotton. So it's just like a zip up. It's in a large. I don't see anything wrong with it. Looks like it just needs a good wash, like it was sitting on the floor. But yeah, that should do all right. Wash pile.
We got a friend.
Stink bug.
So, J. Crew, size 34-34, slim black jeans. Need a good washing.
This is the original Ben Sheridan. This needs to be dry cleaned. It looks like.
These look like sheets. I'm not pulling those out.
Okay. All right. That'll go there.
It's just sheets.
There anything else? Okay.
No, it looks like just sheets.
All right, that's the trash pile. Okay. Not bad.
They can just get washed up. Why are you trashing them?
Okay. I guess we're saving them.
Wash them up and donate them. They don't need to be trashed.
So next up then is...
just being sustainable.
Okay, this was our pile that we paid up for that should have some Christian Dior in it.
We didn't pay that much up for it, but
I think we paid $23 for this, and there's 11 blazers here. So
and more were new with tag than we were expecting.
Yeah, so this comes out to a little over $2 an item. So first, this is new with tag.
And they're all vintage too.
Yeah,
so
new with tag, vintage Ralph Lauren, and it's a houndstooth, really cool, like a light gray and cream houndstooth blazer. And it feels like 100% wool, but I will double check while Jackie's getting that one teed up. Yeah, 100% wool.
I don't know where the care tag on this one is. I feel like my hair keeps hitting the mic, and if it is, okay, so this is a wool blend. This one is super cute. It's like almost like military style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an olive green. This one's new with tag as well in vintage. Again, and look at these buttons.
These were a total surprise. They didn't say new with tag in the lot, and none of these were even in the picture, which is the good and bad about estate sales. All right, so this was new with tag Liz Claiborne. Just a nice double-breasted blazer. The price tag was ripped off at the bottom, but it is still technically new with tag. And this one is 100% wool as well. Oh, there it is.
This isn't even this isn't even the one that caught our eye. This was the second one that we realized we had. trying to see, but the tag is made in the USA, 100% rayon. So this is the one that we're like, oh, there's a second Christian Dior in there because this was covering it, the dry clean tag, so you couldn't tell. So vintage Christian Dior, made in the USA, nice blazer.
So this is Oleg Cassini. Jackie looked this up. I guess this is a pretty decent brand. New with tag, just a nice double-breasted blazer. Oh yeah, retailed for, on this vintage tag, retailed for $169.99.
This one is cute. Bishi? Fluorine Watcher? I don't know. Made in the USA, it's vintage. But look at the sleeves. Little faux, well, I'm assuming faux fur sleeves. And it's got to be wool. It's a different kind of check. Yeah, 100% wool. So that's just really, really cute.
40. Okay, so this is new with tag, Liz Claiborne. It's a wool blend. I mean, look at that. This style blazer is super popular right now. And again, yeah, it's a vintage new with tag wool blend.
So now this was the Christian Dior that caught my eye where I was like, dude, you need to pick that up. I don't think I see. Oh, there it is. Let me see if we can get fabric content on this. So another made in the USA silk wool polyester blend. And it is that micro houndstooth plaid design. This is going to do so well. I am so excited about this, especially with it being vintage Christian Dior. Oh, I just, like, I have not been able to stop thinking about it ever since we saw the picture.
So this is Casper, and it's just another wool blend blazer. Looks pretty nice. Not new with tag.
So this is another one of the beachy, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but this is cool. So it's got the faux fur trim. Super soft, but it's actually removable, which is really cool. 100% wool on this as well.
Excuse me. So this is a new Teg Jones, New York, in a plaid houndstooth. So it says it retailed for $230 as a two-piece, but I don't have the other piece. So now we're getting into the next. So that was.
Oh, no, this was a part of that, wasn't it?
See, that's got the lot tag on top of it.
Oh,
so that's a different
my bad.
one.
I thought we were still going.
Count that real quick. Excuse me.
You're probably right.
No, I'm saying I think these are the last two that go with it.
Oh, okay. Then
I'm just trying to make sure I'm.
All right. So this is Albert Nippon, which I only knew that this one was a good brand because we had thrifted a two-piece set that I still have yet to get listed. But and I looked it up, and these resell really well. This vintage brand. I think it's another designer brand. So.
Yep. This is a vintage Ann Taylor.
Does this one go with it as well?
Yes. I have a frog in my throat. Hang on. I need a drink of water.
All right, this is vintage Jacobson's. And this is just a nice blue and black plaid jacket. It's kind of like in between lightweight and midweight. Suits galore. That's all it says. I don't see size 8. I don't see. It says dry clean only, so I'm going to assume it's probably a wool or a wool blend. But it's really cute.
All right, I think that was it for those ones. So then we got some. I think they were calling them sweaters, or was it?
Oh,
just other stuff? I think
those go together. Or
yes.
Are they just two? No, like physically go together. Or are they just two like very similar styles? I think they're just similar styles.
Yeah.
So we got vintage Anne Klein. Anne Klein knitwear.
I'm going to leave my mic here. I need to have a coughing fit in the kitchen.
All right. This is definitely older style. I was just looking up vintage Anne Klein labels the other day, and it's this unique like embroidered like beadwork. These are super heavy though. I almost feel like I don't think they're metal, but they are heavy. But it is new with tag, which is really cool. $152 is what it retailed for back whenever this was on sale. I was trying to see if there's anything in the SKU, but I don't see anything. So yeah.
So this one is, oh my goodness,
very similar. The one I was just holding on this, I was like, wait, did they go together?
And I think we paid for this lot that we're showing right now. I think we paid $13 for it. Where'd you set? Ah, right here.
LA threads, which I don't know if that's vintage or not, but it's just a nice, like, lacy crocheted cardigan.
Sorry, just ready to drink some water. I don't know what happened,
I
guys.
feel like my hair keeps hitting the mic.
All right, this is, we're trying to guess what this was because we couldn't see the tag. Okay, this is just RBX.
You said splendid because it was tie-dyed.
Yeah.
We have a lot
Everything splendid we have is tie-dye.
It's not everything we have, but we have a lot of tie-dyed splendid. You can keep going because I'm going to throw my hair in a bun so it keeps.
So this is from the brand
hitting the mic.
Et Louise. I'm probably
Which I did look that up. We did look that up, and it's an all right brand.
Yeah. This should go well in the springtime.
Chico's, which is another, nicer brand.
Wind.
Oh, I'm like,
and latch the door.
Sorry, got confused. All right, it's got some really neat buttons on the back of this Chico's blouse.
So, guys, this is why it's good to know clothing. This is why it's good to know clothing. So Jackie looked at these after I was already interested in them.
Correct?
And this is literally all she saw. What brand do you guys think this is? Jackie,
put it in the comments now.
Jackie looked at it, just a picture just like this, but more blurry, and went, that tag kind of looks like Eddie Bauer.
All I saw was the green. I'm like, that is Eddie Bauer green.
It's Eddie Bauer. How incredible is that? So
I knew the green.
Retailed for $79.95. But look at that. That is a really nice sweater.
That is. I like that.
So good job, dear. That was
I know.
Solid. How do you do that?
Clay has mentioned before, we can pick up Eddie Bauer like nobody's business around here. So yeah. I know the Eddie Bauer olive green.
All right. So we're going into a different lot now. These were just listed as vintage blouses, and we never saw any of the tags on this. So this is cold water.
They were literally just like pictures like this. You're like, oh, yes. Okay.
But I think I paid $5 for 11 of them, I want to say.
Tag.
Or 13. So yeah, this is Coldwater Creek, just basic. I don't like picking up white because 9 times out of 10 there's a stain somewhere, but I'm not seeing anything.
This is vintage new with tag casual corner. It's like a nice satin like button up. But it's got this like neck scarf details. I don't even know how you describe that, but it's very interesting.
So I'm hoping some of these I can put in my vintage show. That's why I was bidding on these ones. So this is Luxe by NYC Design Co. It's just this nice, what would you even call this? It's new with tag. Look at that.
It's a 2-piece.
Is it a 2-piece? Oh.
Well, I mean.
Retail
for. I mean, the tank top's sewn in.
Retail for $29.99. I'll throw that in the vintage show.
International Concepts. I don't know if this is vintage or not. It's another 2-piece with a sewn-in cami. It's a nice piece.
This is Serengeti. This nice cheetah print blouse.
Vintage Gotex. This nice, like sheer button up. That'd be like a nice like bathing suit cover.
Belladini. I feel like I've heard of that one before.
I feel like we had something Belladini.
Maybe a dress. But look at this. This is interesting. This is like a sheer top that's like a crochet floral. Let me get a close up so you guys can actually see it. It's kind of cool.
Dana Buckman. This like neon green blouse. It does have a person's label in it that I was just trying to see. I don't know if that's going to come off, so that's going to be interesting. But we'll see if we know somebody who can get that out.
This is Dana Buckman, but it's stained in like 6 places, so that is probably not going to be worth it. Throw it in the wash pile.
Caviar, which this one we did actually see the tag of. Yeah. This is the only one we saw the tag of. Vintage Caviar. This is a nice, like, are those? No. Okay, sorry. I thought I saw elephants, but apparently I'm just making things up. There's no elephants on that.
Just a little Hathaway blouse with some pleating in the front. Just a basic.
Okay. What is this? There we go. Whoo! Sorry, that was probably really loud. I apologize. New Tag Loft. It's a like a wrap style. This is really cute. I don't think it's vintage, but maybe, I don't know. I don't think it is. But it's really cute from Loft.
So this is unbranded, but it is new with tag. The price is $29. Just a nice little basic blouse, 100% rayon.
Our very first ever piece of St. John. It's nice, like sheer, like blouse cover up. It's probably a bathing suit cover up. It's got like little tassels on the side that you can like cinch that more. So yeah, so it's probably a bathing suit cover up.
Again,
with
guys,
a nice St. John's piece.
You never know what you're going to get in an estate sale, especially because the pictures are usually
This has by far been our best. Our last estate sale is where all of our Alfred Dunner came from. So.
Yeah. But the thing is, clothes, I mean, by publishing these videos, I don't think I'm shooting myself in the foot, but I really want resellers to know a lot of times people don't really look for clothes in estate sales. So it's usually an afterthought. That lot of Alfred Dunner I got amongst many other things. I got about 400 pieces of clothes for $16.
We still don't have it all pulled out. There's still a bunch of it still in boxes.
We probably have, I don't know, probably close to 200-300 pieces of clothes here, and we paid $220 for it all. But I mean, I had really a very limited idea of what we were getting until
we got outbid on some wrapping paper.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, we bid on 3 boxes of wrapping paper for us, and we got outbid. It went for $22, which is almost more than most of the lots that we bought.
We just wanted some wrapping paper for life.
The only thing we got for us was Jackie. I got Jackie vintage Corningware cornflower casserole dish. So anyways, this is vintage Ann Taylor. This is 100% silk blouse. This would be, I'll look it up. This might be a list. If not, I'll throw it in one of our shows.
This is vintage Jones, New York, 100% silk blouse. Nice black and red floral.
Yoshi? Yoshi. Yugshi.
Yushi, I think.
All right. I've never heard of that. Yushi blouse. A little button up.
A button up floral Chico's blouse.
Hillary Radley blouse. I don't believe that's vintage, but that should sell in the springtime.
Another Dana Buckman. So my sheer blouse.
Notations. Pretty basic piece.
Tape on me.
I'm just checking it over for flaws. I don't see any.
Alfani, which I think is another one we were able to see the tag of. Just a nice, oops, sorry, I'm too close. A nice blouse.
Last one. Alfani. This either needs to be washed or we might not be able to use it. I see a lot of yellowing around the collar, but
I mean, honestly, we'll probably, anything that can be washed, we will wash.
All right, so that was that lot. The next one, I paid.
Did you want to do, because that's a small one.
Oh, I was going to say, this is just 3 pieces.
Oh, okay.
I paid $6 for 3 dresses, and I saw 2 of them were new with tag. So other than that, I don't know anything about them. So here you go, dear. They said they were vintage. That's the only other piece I had.
Act 1. Definitely vintage, made in the USA. I don't see any tag on this one.
Okay.
This one's really cute. Look at this.
I like that. I like stars on here.
Yeah, and it's got some ribbing in it. I can't tell if is that just shadows or, okay, I couldn't tell if
I think it's just shadows.
Okay. But I like the little bow detail on the back. I couldn't tell if there were shadows or if there was some discoloration to it, but.
All right, so this is Jones, New York, and this is new with tag, and it retailed for, doesn't say. All right. Where'd you put that one? Oh,
over
right there.
All right, late edition. It's got a paper tag. Oh, and it's got a union tag, so probably 70s or 80s. New with tag, retailed for $142 at Dayton's, Marshall Fields, Hudson's.
Nice.
A nice sparkly dress. I was trying to figure out how to describe it in words.
$2 a piece we paid for those.
Words were failing me.
So this next one
was another, nobody bid on it, so we're like, why not?
I think we got it for $3.
No, 5 because they were $1 a piece.
So 5 pairs of shoes. Yeah, if you want to show those off.
Yeah, so these are Primo Royale, just some navy block-heeled loafers. They do still have the box, which even though I'm fairly certain these were probably, well, maybe they weren't worn. I don't know. Now I'm looking at the bottoms of them, and I don't think these were ever worn.
These weren't.
If they were worn maybe once. But the nice part is, even though they're vintage, they still have the box with them, which is always a plus when you're selling vintage.
Yep. These are Nina, and these are not worn.
They do have that, though.
Oh, okay.
So that just needs to be re-glued down.
Yep.
My guess is just from sitting.
These weren't worn either. These are, what are these? M by Marinelli? Never heard of it.
Metal upper. Leather sole.
Made in China. Size 8.5. All right, we'll look that up.
Yeah. These were the ones we couldn't see, so we didn't even know about until afterwards.
There you go, dear. Oh, these are new.
Talbots, vintage Talbots, probably 90s Y2K Talbots. Yeah, new.
That's interesting. So, one thing I mentioned at the beginning, there was flood damage in the basement, and these ones are totally ruined.
No, I was excited about these ones.
So that is what you get sometimes in the States too, the chances that you take. So looks like the rubber on the back of the high heel was totally deteriorated from sitting in water, and then they're totally moldy. They're leather.
Yeah, I was excited because they were an interesting animal print. They weren't like super expensive or anything like that. Put them right outside with the mold, please.
Okay, we are coming in on, we just rolled over 40 minutes, guys. So we are going to end this as part 1. I'm going to go back to the SUV and
so far, 3 Christian Dior pieces and a St. John's. So we're doing great so far.
Much vintage Lauren Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well so far.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.